All right, I'm in the Wednesday qualifying round in the Coast to Coast tournament. I'm in my practice account, and we'll see what we can get done today. It's been taken. This is my auto account plays in a rookie masters bracket. So everybody in the bracket is or has been or was a master. So looking at the Monday and Tuesday qualifying rounds, it took 12 or better to get in. I think there was 111 that made it on Monday, and on yesterday's round, it took a 12 or better to get in. So you got to pick something up. Gotta pick something up. So let's go check out hole number one. Let me get in here. Hole number one. Let's go check it out. Hole number one, Golf Clash Notebook. Juniper Point, hole number two. I'm going to just try and shoot these videos straight through. Try and get all 9 of them in 56 minutes. Hole number two. Come on, come on, come on. I'm uploading videos in the background. Got all kinds of stuff going. All right. So I was working on a shot on this hole earlier this week. I'm going to try the no move shot, and we'll give it a try. Just leave it right where it's at and make adjustments from there. We'll see what happens. I'm going to take a grizzly, and I'm going to take a navigator. The deal is the shot that I worked all week that I really like that shot. I don't have any low wind balls in this account, and in order to work the wind out, I'm having to get over the sand, and I really don't like having to adjust over the sand. It distorts the rings. It's not making a jump over the edge. The edge isn't one of those jump edges when you're in the sand where it hops half a ring or a ring. It's a gradual pull, but the deal is that it's making it difficult to do a good wind adjustment. So I'm going to do nav, 1.1 back, 1.1 left, mid club, 10%. 10% adjustment. Opponent disconnected, of course. So 1.1 back, 1.1 left, 1.1 back, 1.1 left. Mid club, 10%. 1.1 times 3.1 divided by 1.75, 1.94 rings. Let's see. Let's just give it the old college try and see if it works. It's pretty close to 2. Maybe just a smidgen short of 2. We'll see how close this gets us. Hitting it perfect. Just a bit outside. Just a bit outside. That was the no move. .1 back, 1.1 left. Maybe that was just a little too much back. Maybe 1.1 because I'm not sure how you can measure 1.1 on the bars. So I may try just 1.1. 1 backspin. It was probably like 1 1/4, and that little bit of distance on there is holding it up just a little. Try the 1 next time. To drop down just a little bit in front. Opponents about the same spot. They probably would have won the shootout. This next hole is the low-hanging fruit that I've been hitting it. So I normally on the next hole I hit out there. I'm in short iron range, minimum short iron, and I've actually been getting out there so deep that I'm in max wedge, and I actually would prefer to be in minimum short iron. And I was in that spot yesterday with my wedge, did a good wind adjustment, hit perfect, and was off the cup. I know in the community they're talking about taking off 10%, doing a 10% less 10% of the wind, which I've never done on hole number 2. But where it actually ended up off on a perfect shot was like I didn't pull out enough wind with my wedge, whereas with my short iron, I know that shot's good. So we'll see. Hole number 2. Hole number 2. Let's go. Let's roll. Let's go look at hole number 2. Hole number 2, just so I can make sure I'm thinking of the right hole. I always like to look at the holes before. This is why I play even when I'm not recording. I always go look at the holes first before I go look at them. And I've been using a Kingmaker and putting on, I'm going to use a Katana because I don't need to be that deep out there. I usually play this hole, catch this hole in one-on-one. You're playing it with a Marlin. So I'm going to use a Katana just because I don't need as much power, and I cut the wind down just a titch, just a little bit. It's going to be Rock Hornet. That's the goal. That's the goal. The key here is hitting it perfect into the cup. The whole goal of bringing a 100% accurate club is the little narrow lane that we're hitting through there. I'm not trying to get greedy. I'm not trying to get all the way up to the cup. You can get up there and get like right off the green. I'm not trying to get that greedy on it. I'm just trying to give myself a minimum short iron shot. But the whole key here is you got to hit that minimum short iron shot perfect, or all that work is for nothing. And my perfect timing has sucked so bad that if somebody gave me a perfect, I'd probably lose it. Let's see if my opponent can get up in there. See if they're trying to, where they're trying to hit. I did some shots. I came out here during the practice session and I got myself around the trees a few times. I hit through the trees a few times and I got out there in front, but it was inconsistent. Whereas if you just hit this shot that I'm going to do right here, you're in the same spot every time. You're giving yourself the good look every time. I'm a big fan of when you're in these little narrow areas of hitting right down the center. Put just a little teeny bit of top spin on it. 4 miles per hour. I'm going to do like a 5% pull. I'm going to do like 4.2. Hitting that one ring great to the left. Might actually clip and roll me out. That'll be fine right there. That's probably going to get me more towards, that might put me with a Katana more towards mid Hornet, which is at 1.75 per ring. The numbers I'm using on my Hornet are 1, 1.75, and 2. 75% more accurate when it's in mid club. 100% more accurate when it's in minimum. See what kind of wind we get. Close. You know, they set it up wrong because they hit it great to the left and they still ended up just a titch right of the cup. Where am I at in my club? There's minimum. There's max. So we're about mid. So it's 3.7 divided by 1.75. So 2.1 rings. .1 rings. And hit it perfect. If I don't run out of time. And hit it great to the right. Of course. Why would I not hit it great to the right? I've hit one shot into this cup perfect all week, and I missed it. I had my shot with my wedge, my rapier up there, and ended up missing that shot. So I think that's the only shot I've hit in perfect all week. It's going to be like the last tournament. There was one of the holes there. All you got to do is hit it perfect into the cup. And it's in the hole, and could not hit it perfect all week onto that hole. Saving it for the opening in the weekend round. I do need to pick up something in this round in order to secure a spot in the opening round. I really do believe it'll take a minus 12 just to get me in this bracket. Still not sure exactly how I'm going to play this hole. I'm going to do a backspin shot on this hole, but I'm still working on the spot. I'm close. I still got a little bit of work to do. All right. Good luck in the tournament. Hole number 3. Hole number 3 is City Park. Hole number 3 of the Coast to Coast tournament. City Park. Hole number 3. I'm trying to go for the shot out here to get out here. And I'm bringing a power 5 ball to do it. And I'm bringing a big dog to back it up to get me on the green. If I end up in the rough, I will just have to move forward from that spot. Extra mile, big dog. See what my power 5 options are. Season 20 ball or a berserker. Power 2. I'm going to bring the berserker just because it has lower wind. Let me put my thinking cap on here. Yeah, I'm going to bring this ball. Just because I think the wind is high enough in the qualifying round. It's been high enough that we can get out there. But in the opening round, if they do the same thing they did the last time this was in a tournament, they lowered the wind on this hole significantly in the opening round, and it was harder to get out there because we're using the wind to help us out. Extra mile, big dog. If everything goes good, those will be the only 2 clubs that I need and my putter. It'd be very unlikely that I will get the Albie, but Albie is not really the goal here. It would be nice, but Albie is not really the goal. The goal here is eagle. Most people are not. If you go through your bracket and check how many people are getting eagles on this hole, it's a very small percentage. Maybe 10, maybe 15% of your bracket is getting eagles on this hole. So if you can catch an eagle on this hole, there's on the flip side of that coin, there's probably a good 10 to 20% that are getting par on this hole. So if you can put yourself in that eagle group, catching 2 shots on 15 to 20% of your bracket, and you're picking up 1 on the rest, and getting eagle here is big. I'm going to do maximum top spin, and however much left-hand side spin I can get, or right-hand side spin I can get on without messing with the top spin. I want to be dead center in the middle of that fairway. Wind's pushing me off to the right, about a half a ring. Hitting it perfect. See if we can catch it at the deepest part of it, or the shallowest part, however you want to look at it. And that's right there. That's right. I went right through the shallowest part of that. Getting it over to the other side. Where do you need to get? Anywhere on that side, you've got a shot now to get on if you've got a big dog in your back. Opponent's got a power 4 ball. Using an APOC 4. The deal is that the look down the course right there, and everything rolls off to the right. So if you come in a little bit to the left with a little bit of right hand curl on it, everything here wants to roll off and it wants to drift off to the right. So if you catch that perfect and you have that left hand like my opponent put on there, it's not as good a deal, I don't think. Now this is no give me shot, I can tell you that right now. It's very easy to end up on the other side, and I don't want that to happen. And that feels like it's too much topspin. I'm going to take out 2 of the wind and leave a little teeny bit in, just to kind of get me in front of that rough. Hitting it perfect. Just trying to get me up towards the hole, give me a look at it. Limited shot for limited look at Albie there, but the whole goal once again is to try and secure your eagle. See if my opponent can get up. And that's the thing about hitting down there in that rough area, is you've got a really nice Nirvana shot to get you up into short iron range right there. And so you still give yourself, even if you miss that shot, you still have a great shot at eagle from up in this area. The closer you can get to this tip, like they may be in their long iron range right there, like close to minimum long iron. They get up there in that right there at the tip, they're putting themselves into short iron range. But with a 4 power ball, they might be in their short iron. But if they are in their long iron, they may be able to. Let's see where they're at here. They're in their short iron. I wonder if they're close to their red line. Let's see if they check their red lines. Yep, they're right there at it. Very nice. Now I know that on my notes I've got, if I end up where I don't make it, I end up doing what my opponent's doing. I'm going to be doing minus 10% to the cup. And I'm not a fan of using that hillside. In this particular opportunity right here, you can go straight at the cup. And they went, did they change clubs there? I'm not sure they know how they set that up. Because they went from their grizzly or their long iron to their short iron. Good luck in the tournament. Getting the eagle, that was the whole goal on that hole. All right, we have another great opportunity on this next hole to get it in the cup. So let's check out hole number 4. Hole number 4 is going to be City Park. Hole number 5. All right, I'm taking a katana and a rock. You can use a QB. If you use a QB, you're more than likely going to have to use a 3 power ball. And just because we have such a great opportunity here, a Kingmaker is a better ball to use. It's going to cut the wind down on that second shot. And I'm going Rock Hornet is the goal. I'm doing plus 10% on the drive, and I'm not doing anything on the second. I'm not doing any elevation adjustment on the second shot. I'm still kind of working that second shot. The problem is I haven't been hitting perfect, so I can't go back and like analyze shots. I can check my distance, but I can't go back and work the elevation. So the way I normally work it is I don't discount the fact that there's elevation, and that the community's saying that we have elevation adjustments. But the deal is I'm not I'm not sold on it until I can start taking some shots to kind of see where I'm ending up. 10%, that's 4, so it's going to be about 4-4. I'm going to lean up against the nubs and curl. Hitting it perfect. Where this has been putting me, it's been putting me, I switched from a Kingmaker to a Katana because I'm in between mid and max club. I'm trying to get either more towards mid or more towards max so that the number's a little bit more consistent. So we'll see what's going on here. I think where I'm at, I'm probably going to be hitting about 1.5 per ring. It's towards the mid. But we'll see where I'm at out there. I can't believe they made it through that tree. But that's good. Gave themselves a nice look. So there's min. There's max. So that's mid. So we're eking towards the mid. So I'm going to do mid at 1.75. .75. It's 1.7 rings. Yeah, there's 1, 5, 6, 7. And I'm a little bit at the 12, 1150 or 1159. Hitting it perfect. In the hole! Woo! Can't believe it. And that was going about 7,000 miles an hour. It has been rolling long there. So if your ball guide's if you've got really good ball guide and your ball guide's a little short, it has been running out. Make a note here. Make a note on that. Hitting mid club. Picking one up. That's a good thing. There's not, the deeper you get into the round, the less opportunities you have of picking one up. This next par 5, hole number 6, we definitely have an Albie look. Hole number 7, we definitely have a hole-in-one look. Hole number 8, in my opinion, is a low percentage par 4. You can get eagle and you can put yourself in a good spot. And hole number 9 is definitely a get your eagle as your main goal. It's almost like hole number 3, but not quite as bad. Not quite as bad. Hole number 5. Hole number 5, this par 3 right here, and I'm working on this hole. So hole number 5, City Park, hole number 1. Let me just glance at it and make sure I'm thinking of the right hole. City Park, hole number 1. Yeah, hole number 1. Yep, you can do it. You can do it. Hole number 1. That hole right there. The nowhere in sight is there a flat spot hole. I'm taking a Saturn. Let's see if I have a Saturn in any bag. Nope. Put a Saturn in this bag. And I'm going to take a Navigator. Let's get one of those rolling. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Get them chests rolling. Roll on. More chests you open, more club cards you get. I've never opened up a chest and got every club card I was looking for. So it takes lots and lots and lots. It always cracks me up when people go, you guys are just buying clubs. You mean we're opening up chests? So I suppose if that's the case, if you're using your gems, the vast majority of my gems go to opening up chests to always make sure whenever I'm playing I have an empty slot. I found here if I aim right towards the cup, I'm ending up, the wind's not blowing that far to the left. It's almost a due tailwind. It's going a little bit to the left, but it's not going that much to the left. But if I aim right towards the cup, I'm ending up to the left. I'm going to start on my low level account. I'm going to start aiming off to the right just a little bit and see if it's getting me closer, because it's like you could do a bigger wind adjustment, but the wind's blowing so little to the left that I don't know how. You'd have to do as much as I'm ending up like a cut to the left. Max. Okay, so what I'm doing here, this is the 1, there's 2, there's 3. I'm going to come off of that about half that cut right there. 3, 9. I'm doing 20% or 10%. So that's 4. So it's 4, 4, 4. Somewhere in that neighborhood. Hitting it perfect. It's eking closer. It's eking closer. Close. Making a note here on that. I started off in that, up in that corner 3 back, and it was off about the halfway mark. So just moving it, so just a little less than half. I think it'll get me. I'm going to start, it's going to be close. With those types of shots right there, it's kind of a crapshoot. It's just like rolling the dice, because you can be in a spot and you can make a hole in one, and then the next time through you can be in that same exact spot and hit it exactly the same way and miss it right off the cup. And so whenever you're doing those backspin shots will always get you close, and they always look cool. But the reality is that they're almost low percentage. But I am a big fan of going to par 3s and getting my birdie and going home. Not taking any risk. I've seen several people this week epic fail on that hole, trying to do from low down and trying to bring it up, and ended up clipping the rough or having some kind of issue. And I'm not interested on that particular hole of having any issue. I want to get close. I want to be close. I want to give myself a look, but I definitely do not want to end up in trouble. And it's hard to end up in trouble when you use backspin. Hole number 6. This is Juniper Point, hole number 5. And here's what's funny. I shot an Albie in the practice round in this account, and I didn't do the shot to the cup. I didn't do any elevation adjustment. I just did a straight up shot just to see where it went, and it went in the hole. And then I came back at my 77 account, and I didn't do a wind adjustment. And when you factor, and I hit it perfect. And when you looked at where it is, I should have did like a 10% wind adjustment. And I came back and I hit with a 10% wind adjustment, and it was like I didn't need to do a wind adjustment. So I'm mystified. I'm taking a big Tapa and a Kingmaker. I want to have 2 things on the second shot. I want to have access to power. Taking a big Tapa. Let's see here. I want to make sure I got my Grizzly. I want to have access to power, and I want to be able to cut the wind down. And I want to have as much side spin available to me as I can get, just in case I'm out there too far to the right. I've got more side spin to get me around. So I don't want to have it. I want to bring the best option ball that I can. Big Tapa, Grizzly, Kingmaker. Here we roll. And on the drive, it carries farther down into that hole than it looks. So especially if you're using an extra mile and you're getting right down there to the end, you're going to need to add on about 20% for the wind. You need to account for it. It's one of the reasons why I'm always a big fan of leaving 2 rings of separation on any transitional surface, so that if you get that a little bit wrong, you gave yourself, in the case of an extra mile, you gave yourself a 4 mile per hour buffer. I know if you watch a lot of other people's content on how they do it, they're right up against a lot of transitional surfaces, and that works great if you hit perfect 95% of the time, but it does not work great if you don't. And the other thing is the whole goal on these is to just, it's not, is to make sure that you're giving yourself the looks. And I'm not sure that getting an extra mile or 2 here is going to make the world of difference. So where the wind's blowing me 3 miles per hour. So the wind's blowing me out there. So the wind's going to push me into the clear. And I've got 3 rings of separation right there. So I'm going to put just a very small amount of overpower on it. Not much, but just like rubbing up against the nubs. Not where the needle's going any faster, but I know I'm in overpower. Hitting perfect. Myself plenty of room there on the bounce and just rolling it out there, trying to get into the, I think it's 390-ish range. 397. And that will put me into my long iron. And I'm gonna do the 10%. I'm gonna do a 10% wind adjustment. We'll see how it works. Hitting it perfect. The cool thing about that island out there is you can bring a marlin ball and get out there on that island. Marlin, white ball. Super easy to get out there, super easy to get up. All right, there's max club. There's min. It's about mid. So 1.1 times 2.7 divided by 1.75, about 1.7 rings. .7 rings. So we can get squared up here. 1.567. 1.7. Just trying to hit it nice and easy. Trying to hit it perfect. Hitting it perfect. Just a bit outside. And the way the wind was blowing there, it's almost like I didn't take enough wind off, or I didn't do enough of a pull. So I may not have been, like, I under pulled it. I did a mid adjustment. And I may, if I would have done a max adjustment with that wind, it's 2.7. Would have been 2.9 rings. And that would have been a little bit. So maybe the deal there is that even though I'm in mid club, I should have hit a max number. That would have been 1.75. And that's a big difference. 1.6 versus 3. From where I ended up, 1.63, that's like a ring and a third. 1.7 to 1.9, three rings. I have to continue to work on that one. I think the whole adding on the 10%, depending on where you're at in your club, I think the last time I was here, I did a straight up 100% wind adjustment. That would have been 2.7. That might have put me a little bit closer. I'm still confused on, and it's partially because of where I'm at in my club and how deep I'm getting in that hole. So I'm going to have to work on that. I may just do a max adjustment. I'm going to write a note here. Max wind. 1 per. Keep trying that. See if we can get the Albie. I've gotten 1 Albie this week, so I have gotten an Albie. I haven't gotten a hole in one yet, so. All right, hole number 7. And if we're going to get a hole in one, this right here is, I like this hole. Now there is on hole number 7, Juniper Point hole number 7. There is, you can come at this and you can do, it's the no move shot. You can take where they set you up originally and you can make adjustments from that spot. And you can do that. And what the adjustment with that for that would be if you're doing a no move is you need to bring a 3 power ball, Kingmaker or Titan, and do a 1.8 top spin, half a left-hand side spin. You're in mid club hitting 10%. And you can do a no move. I actually like to move my ball here. And it's just a matter of I need to get my top spin right. So it's literally right at 2 top spin. Doing a 10% wind adjustment. I'm taking a sniper and a navigator. And I'm doing a max wind adjustment. If I had any low wind, 1 power, low wind balls, I would use them right here. But I don't, so I won't. Sniper and a nav. We will see where we're at. So normally, when we have this in a tournament, we're getting headwind here, headwind that's going from the left to the right. And the last few times we've had this in a tournament, the wind's going from the right to the left, and it's been tailwind. So it takes like 1 sliver of topspin. But with the headwind, I tried the 1 sliver and it left me short. I went to 1 3/4 and I was still a little short, and I went to 2 and it's like right at it. So I did 2 sliver yesterday in my 77 account and it went past it. So we're right at the 2 topspin, 2 and like the faintest little sliver going forward. Or you can try the no move. And I may try the no move. Not today, but I may try it before we're all done. I know my buddy Hammer and Hank, that's his, like me and him have talked about this quite a bit, and that's his way of going at it, is the no move. Plus 10%. Hitting it great to the right. See if they got their distance right. They did get their distance right, but they did not get their wind adjustment right. All right. 2. Yeah, let's get it in a spot first. I like to go right where I'm wedged up, which is a very slight move. Right off the edge of that side of the cup. 4.5 times. Yeah, it's about 4.9. Oh. Wasted too much time there. I have no idea where I wasted that time, but I wasted it. It's all right. It's no big deal, dude. I guess every now and then I could look up and see where the clock is, but I just never do that. 3.5. It's 3.8 rings. Let's just get the hole in one here and we'll make up for it. It's 3.8 rings. There's 1, 2, 3, 8. Let's see if my distance is right. What's funny there is when I put the 2 on, I'm a little short. When I put the 2 in a sliver, I'm a little long, and I don't really like that speed. That speed going up that hill is, if you hit the flagpole, it's probably going to go in. But if you went over the side of the cup on either side, you're probably going to, it may bounce over and not go in. All right, that was hole number 7. Timing out. What kind of crap is that? What hole are we on here? We're not on hole number 8. We're in City Park, hole number 2. What was I thinking? City Park, hole number 2. I'm actually dinking around on this hole. I'm seeing with my rock with max topspin. I'm on the trajectory where I can bleed through this gap right here. So I'm just messing around. Normally I would take this and I would only put like maybe 1.5 topspin on it to end up out there, but I'm dinking around to see what the look looks like. That's why it's a practice account. That big dog is not going to come into play, but just in case, let's bring a sniper. Really would like to bring a kingmaker on this one. Let's roll. I'm going to be 3 rings off the transitional. There's a spot out there where the rough kicks out, one of those little fingers that kicks out, and I want to be 3 rings off that finger. And I think I'm going to be 3 and just a little. Seems like I hit a great to the right, and I'm like right here. I may end up in the rough. I may end up just in the sand. If I hit so my perfect I've got room to the left. So I'm going to move it out just a little bit to the left. There's a max overpower hook shot that you can do on this that will end you up there. The problem is if you have lower developed clubs, like if you're up in the rough right there, it's not a big deal. But if you have lower developed clubs, it may be a big deal because you may still be in your long iron range. And if you've got lower developed clubs, you don't have a long iron as a rough. Maybe from that spot right there, maybe 3 and just a little off of this is what I'm looking at. 3.7. Do 10%. So I'm going to do a 4 ring pull. Max curl. Hitting it perfect. Let's see if that puts me right down through the center of it or if I need to make an adjustment off of. And I could go out just a little teeny bit more and it would give me, if I went off maybe 3.5, 3 3/4, it'd put a perfect right down the center. And that means a great to the left or the right would still clear the center. I think my APOC 4 has a little teeny bit more topspin than my rock. Not quite as much curl, so I'd have to set the shot up slightly different. Raw distance, they're pretty dang close. But it might have just a titch more topspin. I know you really don't start to get the full effect on that hole or with that club until it gets to level 5. Okay, we'll see where we're at on my club here. I've got a plus 10% to the cup is what I have written down. Let's do our wind first. Sniper 3.7. Where am I at as far as distance? So I'm at minimum sniper. Divided by 1.5. It's 2.7 rings. It does tend to roll out a little bit here. I'm going to go straight out right there. It's 2.7 rings. Hitting it perfect. See if we can get it in the cup. Just a bit outside. And I'm never sure if it's all, because when you hit that second bounce and it hits that hillside, it gets a slight irregular bounce. And I'm never sure if it's off because I'm not doing enough of a wind adjustment or if it's off because it's getting a slight irregular bounce. We'll get in the hole. How much time we got left on this video? We might have enough time to get the last one in. Maybe, if we hurry. It's a draw. I will forfeit quick, and we will just jump right onto it. We all know what hole number 9 is, so I'm not going to, let's just not go look at it. We know it's the 75 finger hole. One of the big city park holes. Hole number 9. I'm taking, I'm going to take this bag right here. I'm going to take a Titan, because if I do end up in the rough, I may have to use the wind. I'm going to try and get all the way down to the bottom, and I've only taken this shot once all week, maybe twice, and I ended up overshooting it. You want your second bounce to be in the rough down there, second or third bounce to be in the rough to kind of bleed out. You can catch it so that you can stay forward and get maximum distance. I'll have to take a look at it and see which way, what the deal is on it. I think the problem was when I came here, I needed to do a wind adjustment on the drive. I needed to do the 20% wind adjustment on the drive, and I don't think I did the first time I came through, and it just went a little long, and so it cleared the rough, hit the fairway, and then bounced into the fairway on the other side. I did decide, I practiced this week laying up here at the top to see what kind of look I had, and with my lower level account, that's the shot that I'm taking this week. If you get way down in there and you got a big dog and a Titan or a Kingmaker, you can give yourself a look at Albie. But with my low level account, it's really the only driver to get me down in that area is my extra mile, and it's see if they can get up there at the top. They should have a nice shot. They're a little bit farther back than they'd like to be, but they can engage that second hill, or that upper fairway. Kind of going right next to that ball marker there, 4.4. 4.4 times 1.2 would be a 5 divided by 2.1 would be 2.5 ring pull. Try and hit this one perfect. Oh, hit it great to the left. That'll definitely put me in the rough over on the other side. That means I'll be laying it up to the right-hand side of the green and then chipping it up with my Nirvana. I'll be trying to get up into this area right here. I'm not going to get greedy. Just get it over here so that I can give myself a look at it. I will have to bounce it from the bottom to get up there. Thing is to stay the heck away from that sand, not to put that sand in play. So if you don't end up in the area that you want, and that is exactly the shot that I'm taking with my lower level account. I'd like to be, you want to be a lot closer than that when you're taking that chip to get in. No big deal. Wow, I'm up there pretty good. I actually might have a shot to go at the Albie. It's at Max Club, 2.0 per ring. There's 3, so we're a little shy of a ring and a half. Yes, I'm aiming towards 1159. Hit it perfect. So if you have a Nirvana in your bag, that's the type of recovery shot that you can do. If you don't have a Nirvana or an upper developed Razor or an Amazon in your bag, you're going to have a hard time getting up there with, unless you've got, really high level epics. If you've got lower developed clubs, you've got basically short irons for your recovery clubs, and that's going to be difficult. That's why I'm not doing that shot with my lower developed account, because it's too easy to end up in the rough. And if I end up in the rough, I have no way to recover. So you took a shot, crossed your fingers, and hope you make it. And if you don't make it, then you just screwed yourself. All right, minus 12. Dropped the shot because I timed out. Picked the shot up. Got a few minutes, so we were able to get it in the 56 minutes. Look at that. And now I have a super busy day for the rest of the day. Perfect. And in the hole. Close. I will forfeit as soon as I can get up here. They took that shot so fast I didn't get the forfeit. Good luck. All right. That was the Wednesday qualifying round in the rookie division. I'm surprised that what I've been seeing in this on Monday and Tuesday, it was much harder to qualify. It looks like there are going to be some 11s that make it through. Maybe we'll have to see how it goes. Coming up to this point, it was pretty much had to shoot a 12 or better to get in a rookie Masters. So we'll see how it plays out. Coming in with a 12, not bad. Not what I was looking for. That number 7, that goose egg on number 7 from timing out is the killer. All right, that was the Wednesday qualifying round. Got a couple things. Got a couple areas I tightened my notes up. Just continuing to work on it as the week goes on, and I will see you guys in the opening round. Good luck to everybody. Be safe, and I will see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching.